can't see your face because of the microphone.
Can't see my face because I have sunglasses on.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Skate Date.
Welcome.
Skate Date is a podcast by two roller skaters named Rebel and Shove who fell in love. And then they decided to make a podcast. Then they got really bad at consistently doing the podcast. And now we just randomly put out episodes.
Because who cares? Do it when you want to.
I'm Rebel.
I'm Shove.
And together we are...
Shovel.
Can't you dig it?
Sometimes.
Shove can never dig it, but she tries. She tries to dig it every once in a while. I signed us up for shovel lessons, like gardening lessons, so that you could dig it.
I hate you.
Whenever you wanted.
Welcome to the podcast where we ramble on about the real world and the wheel world.
That's right.
What are we talking about today?
So today we're going to talk about wokeness, wokeability, wokosity, being woke.
Da-da-da-da, you down with the wokeness? Da-da-da-da, down with the wokeness?
Let the wokeness hit the floor. Let the wokeness hit the floor.
1, someone's coming out. 2, something's coming out. Someone's coming out.
I'll be sitting there.
Let the drag queens hit the floor.
In the desolate room. No lights. No music. Just wokeness.
Bottomless mimosas.
I killed everybody.
Anyways, yeah, I found out today that Jack Daniels is canceled along with Bud Light. So I was like, yeah.
Let's talk about that. That's some bullshit. Okay, so anyway, so that's what we're going to talk about. And then we're going to talk about skate camp.
Yeah, and how it's the bane of my existence.
But we got some feels, so we got to talk about it.
I'm like, it's an emotional roller coaster for me. I'm super excited for it, but yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah. But before we get there, let's do a commercial. Hey, babe.
Hey, babe.
You know, sometimes when you have a joint or a blunt and you don't know what to do with it, you packed it and you're like, what do I do with it?
I don't really smoke blunts, but I know a lot of people that have that problem.
Okay, well, if you ever were to have that problem, don't worry. I know that there are a lot of ugly blunt holders and doob tubes that you're like, meh, about. But now you can have some really exciting ones because Cheers to the Queers just decided to make rhinestone doob tubes. They're called the stoned tubes.
The stone tubes?
No, I don't know. I'm workshopping the name, really. It's called, like, Get Stoned. Right now, it's, like, Get Stoned, classic rhinestone. Get Stoned, like, iridescent rhinestone. But I just feel like there's a better name for that. But
yeah, I feel like you could name the colors really cute. Like, when I saw them, I was like, ooh, that one should be called Princess, and that one should be called Glam Rock, and that one, I can't remember what the third name I had. But it was, like, oh my God, what was it? Gold Digger, because it was diamond looking.
oh, I love that.
Or you make a gold one and you call it Gold Digger.
Yeah, that's really cute. So anyways,
they're hand glued piece by piece, stone by stone.
Hand stoned by yours truly.
Yeah.
And they're really cute, and you should get them on
How much do they cost?
cheerstothequeers.com. They're $15
Well, that's a deal.
piece, which is a deal for hand stoning that whole thing. And then you could get the set of 3, like all 3 of them. You can get it for $40, which is $5 off.
I know what you're thinking if you're watching the podcast. You're like, but why can't I see them? But I'm sure she'll insert a video here.
Or I'll just get up and get it right now.
Yeah.
Nah. I'll just insert a video.
End of commercial.
And you can get that at cheerstothequeers.com. Okay, bye. Anyways,
the sunglasses I'm wearing, if you're watching, are also from cheerstothequeers.com.
Yes.
I'm gross right now. I smell. I have like hormonal acne happening. It was really misty by the gym, so like my hair's all poofy, and I'm just like, I just can't wait to get into the shower and be like, I'm a new person, because I went to the gym today and I sweat so much.
Yeah,
I like been lifting extra heavy this week. Like I'm coming back strong. I took like 2 weeks off for like mental and then physical health. neither really wanted to happen. And then, so this was like my first week back, and I'm literally only 2 days in, but I've been going hard.
Can you tell us about your gains, about what you're lifting?
Yeah, when I do a one-legged dumbbell row, which is basically picking something really heavy, you're like on the bench, kind of bent over with one leg off, and you like reach for a dumbbell, and you lift it up. Almost like imagine you're like pulling a boat motor or like a lawnmower to start, and like you just lift it up, and it works out the back.
Or like you're delivering a baby.
No, that'd be a different motion. What? But yeah, so I'm up to 70 pounds with that, but I can do like multiples. So I think if I wanted to do 75, I probably could, but I'm trying to do everything safe. And then today I was able to use the hack machine and do 230, well, over 230, but I added 230 to the bar. So that was like really good. It was really heavy. I felt the sweat. I felt the the gruntal things. And then Kayla today said, I bet you could like be a power lifter, like one of those people that competes. And I was like, maybe next year. You never know where life takes me. But
you never know. Also, Shove did our nails. You can't really see them, but mine are cute, and they have like a little sparkly French tip and then smiley faces on them.
Yeah.
And you did your nails, all sorts of things. You graduated from cosmetology school.
Yeah, that happened.
Wow. A new woman. Crazy.
You're a stripper now?
I'm not yet officially. I'm not a stripper until I've been paid to strip.
I'm going to start throwing pennies at you.
That sounds like it would be painful.
Money's money. It don't make sense. It don't make dollars.
I didn't say it. I didn't say I wouldn't like it. I just said that would be painful.
I'll toss them. I won't like throw them.
Yeah, I got
I'll make it hail on you.
I have been taking lots of classes. I know we already know this. Like, it is a slow journey.
She's actually kept up with it. That's what's surprising.
Actually kept up with it. I have now some pleaser heels, so like really high heels. And then I just ordered some burlesque heels because apparently you don't wear the same freaking shoes, which you don't. I knew that. But like, I was just like, maybe. And I'm so mad at myself because like 6 months ago, I had heels and I got rid of a bunch of them. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm a lesbian and I'm in a serious relationship. I don't need to wear no heels anymore.
I don't know if they're like the kind of heels you could wear to do what you're doing though.
Probably not. But they could have been like practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to the Renaissance Fair this weekend, and I'm terrified and excited. I'm terrified as a Black person. And yes, I Googled a lot of like Black people at Ren Fair, and then like I found some, so I was like, okay, it's just gonna be like every other place I go, like skate spaces and everything, where I'm definitely like one or maybe one of a handful of people. But like, I'm like, Black people existed in the Renaissance era.
Yeah, they did.
But
and they deserve to be represented.
Yeah, I'm gonna dress up, and then after it happens, I'll talk about it.
And their outfit is like, I've only seen parts of it.
I was like, you literally just saw the corset.
Yeah, and it was.
Rebel's mad because she won't be there, and I'm gonna look good.
I know, I'm so sad, and I really want to go to a Renaissance Fair. I've only been once in my life.
I'm gonna be sexy, thick ass woodland creature.
I love
prancing
that.
around, getting drunk on mead. I don't know. It's mead alcohol. I don't know. I don't remember.
That is. Yeah.
It's in beer, I think.
Oh,
all right.
Nice.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
You got any last
definitely.
Updates?
I feel like I have more updates.
Questions, comments, concerns?
I feel like there's definitely something. But, we had our back alley market.
No one cares about that.
Yes, they do. What? Okay, we had our back alley market, and it was really fun. And so people came, and we had, like, some vendors, and we had some people come and skate our ramps. This is the first time we opened up our backyard mini ramp to the world. We didn't get murdered, so we just wanted to update you, let you know that we haven't been murdered.
Yet.
Stop. Please do not put that out into the atmosphere.
And
Thank
grid
you.
goes west.
And can you stop putting ideas into people's heads? Thank you. So yeah,
to the west
so we did
coast.
that, and then
Meat shovel. What?
Oh my gosh!
I'm sending subliminal messages for people to come
It's not
stalk
subliminal
us.
when you can clearly hear it. Don't stalk us, please. That is so weird and unnecessary. Okay.
Where our skin is a
Stop it. You are so weird. Do not say that.
Okay, continue.
Anyways, never mind. I don't care.
You better
I'm
not edit
done.
that out.
I will leave it in there.
Thanks, babe. I love you.
So annoying.
Thanks for letting my freak flag fly high.
Freak flag fly. Say that 5 times fast. Freak flag fly. Freak flag fly.
You couldn't
Freak
even do it
flag
once.
fly. Wow.
Anyways, time to get woke. Are you awake?
Wake up. Time to put on a little makeup. Stand on the counter.
But don't put on too much makeup because they might think you're a drag queen and then you might go to prison.
Yeah.
Y'all, if you're listening and you're like in Tennessee or Florida, I'm sorry.
Or like honestly anywhere in the US right now, like I'm freaking terrified to exist.
Yeah, it just keeps happening. What was it Arkansas? There's another one. I don't know. It's just like everywhere now. And when I saw the map like light up, I was just like, Jesus Christ. Like, what year is it again? Like,
ugh.
We are so grateful to be out here in queer ass Long Beach, California.
But like also like, I don't know. I just feel like this is the country we live in. Like it's all.
I just think it's funny. Like, I remember like it was like woke, like, oh, you're one of those woke people. Like it's always been like verbiage, and it's funny that it came. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but didn't the right like take it over? And now they use the word woke more than we do. Like I remember it being like in my culture more often. Like we'd be like, oh, he's one of those woke white boys, like type of thing we'd say. Like if we like. I don't know why, but maybe like all things, it did come from Black culture because it just feels like woke was definitely in my vocabulary for my whole life.
Yeah, I think now it definitely came from Black culture.
It was just,
and then
colonized like everything, and now it's used as a negative.
Yeah, and
Wokism.
I feel like being woke. Well, should we give a definition of what being woke means?
Being woke is like knowing. Like opening your eyes to the prejudices of the world and like recognizing like, like you have like your blinders on and you're just like, la, 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 my privilege. And then all of a sudden you're like, that's fucked up. Like that's ableist or that's racist. Or that's homophobic. Oh, okay. Like I need to wake up and do a little bit better and pay attention to this. Basically, it's like awakening from the ignorance.
Yeah, and I feel like it started coming, I don't know, I could be so wrong about this, but I feel like it started really being popular. No, before it was like whatever it is now. I feel like it was more popular like in the like 2010s, like the early 2010s. Is that when it like became like way popular? I feel like I
don't even know now. I just feel like
I don't know.
Now that it has like this whole like negative thing, it's like that's all I can think of. But I do remember it being like, why are so many like white people on Fox News saying the word woke now? And then be like, oh, they're woke. And then now it's like, oh, they want us to be woke. And then it turned into like wokism ruining America. And it's like,
yeah, it's like, oh, so we're opening our eyes to like the bullshit, like capitalist, like so racially prejudiced structure of America, and you benefit from that, and so you hate that we're woke. Like stay asleep.
Always the local news or the recent news would be I haven't even seen the Bud Light one. Like I was investigating the whole what's going on with Jack Daniels, and that's when I was like, oh, okay, that's why I saw a trans creator that I follow like making like a little reel about like Bud Light, and I didn't really get it. But basically like they were talking about like Bud Light's not gonna make you gay.
Like what? Bud Light, a staple of freaking straight white male culture.
Yeah, and then they're getting all butthurt about like Jack Daniels because their fire whiskey is like promoting pride and all these things. But then like you look at it a year ago, and that one drag show we were like really into where they would like do a drag makeover and then they would perform. Remember?
The one
Bob,
with
the drag queen,
drag queen, and
so like that. like was a year ago, and then they
We're Here. Is it called We're Here
I
or
think
like
so. I don't know.
Out? I don't remember.
Anyways, they were like Jack Daniels was like what's it called?
Like a sponsor
or something. So it's like, this is stuff that's been out there, but now that it's like circling around, they're like, oh.
Also, hey, people who are mad at those people, Absolute also sponsors like every single freaking Pride.
Yeah,
so
and then Coors.
get mad at them.
Yeah, so basically people are running out of things. They're like, I thought this was a good old American like brand.
American.
They're being woke. And I think like, if anything, like a lot of times these companies, these corporations, they aren't actually woke. The only thing they're waking up to is money and how they can make more money. And it's like, I can either like stay quiet and then only make the money from like mid-America or like racist people, or I can like go ahead and open up to this whole other thing and then probably make way more money. So it's not even usually that they are woke. They just are like, oh, I want that queer black and brown money.
Is it just me, or like are all the straight people just finally figuring out that not straight, sorry, I don't mean to lump all straight people with conservatives.
Not all straights.
I don't mean that. But like it just seems like super conservative straight people who are like just like discovering that drag queens exist. Like I feel like they just never knew, because we like, it's like they didn't know that LGBTQ was like a whole culture, like that we have all this stuff. It's
okay,
like, are they not aware? Like why now? Why now?
What happened was drag story hour started happening.
I can't believe that I'm sorry. I'm so mad.
Think about how many people are like QAnon and it's like the children, grooming, queers groom.
I just like can't handle that.
They like, as soon as they saw someone queer and in drag with a child, that they just fucking snapped. And that's when they started thinking, how can we end this? And then like had the connections and the people to be able to figure out legal ways and submit bills to be able to make it end and make it illegal. And then other states are like, oh, if they can do it, we can do it. And we can use it as a shield, with the shield of Christianity. That's what our religion's about. And just like weird homophobic shit. Like what? Like there's literally nothing going on there. And it's like, I've been to drag shows. We have been to drag shows before where people brought their fucking kids and we knew it was inappropriate, but that's up to the parent to be like, I can explain to them what this is, or they don't need to, they don't know, understand the joke. So it's fine. And that's their business. But you don't normally see, especially like really, we've seen really intense drag shows too. And there's no kids at those ones.
It's like drag for different ages. Yeah. Like no one's going to be like, pussy gonna eat you at a fucking library with a child. And then
you even see the way they're dressed. It's like, they look like television hosts. They look like cartoon characters. Like that's what's so stupid is like the way they're writing these bills. It's very transphobic. And when I say they found a loophole, it's like, if we can come for the drag queens, that's how we can come for the trans people. And I really, really, really believe it's really about trans people.
About trans people. It's not about drag queens.
Because if I put on a suit and like, if I decided, like, I'm feeling very genderqueer today, I'm going to draw on a little mustache, I'm going to dress super mask, this is who I want to identify as today, and I go out, someone could be like, oh, they're a drag king, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just like, where's the line?
Yeah, and they were saying that even if, like, Beyonce went to perform a concert in that state, that technically, like, Beyonce could get arrested, or, like, they're, like, stuff, because it's just, like, the performer, it's like, it's just, there's so many things. And like, I'm really hoping, I actually talked to Skate Witch Kathleen on the East Coast. She was telling me that like I never followed up with her, but that they were going to cancel a bout in Tennessee because of the legislature, and that they have trans people on their team and non-binary. So they didn't think it was safe, but it was like, let's make a statement, but also let's be safe. Because it's like we can go and be like, fuck y'all, we're here. But then what if something bad happens?
Yeah, it's not worth it.
And I have to make that choice. But at the same time, I'm like, I want to see every college like not going to those states to compete. I want to see like sports teams not going. Like, you have to cut these states where it hurts to like make them wake up. But like,
yeah, when there was all that anti-queer legislation in like a bunch of states, like what was it, like 5 years ago, or 6 years ago, 7 years ago?
No hate.
No, after that one. It was in like 20, I don't know.
Oh yeah, because you didn't go somewhere.
We had like a bunch of forensic speech and debate tournaments in all of these different states. And our school, like Cal State Long Beach and a bunch of schools, were just like, no, we're definitely not going to go there. And actually the state of California prevented a lot of schools from using funds to go to the states that were like creating that anti-queer legislation. But it like that needs to continue, and that needs to happen like on a stronger level. But it's like, it feels like we're fighting, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's not just queerness, it's gun violence too. Like there was the like largest protest of high schoolers, like get it, teenagers that were like, we're all gonna create a walkout, the largest walkout at the same time. And it's true, like holding signs like, I don't want to get shot, and like all these things.
Like,
and it's
am I
like,
next? Like that kind of thing.
And then it's really sad that once again, just because old white men and legislation knew more rules, and more educated, and were able to use the book against people. It was 3 what are they called? Representatives that like lost their job for it.
Yeah, just ridiculous. Well, what I was saying about the queer thing is, if states can do that for anti-queer legislation, then we can do that for any kind of legislation that we disagree with.
It's really hard to think that like we as Americans know how to stick with something. And I can like fully admit that I'm guilty of this, that you're guilty of this. And like a lot of people, it's always like, it's like a selfishness, or it's like this is wrong, and like talk about it and post about it, but not like showing up, or not like causing the scene, like not rocking the boat. Like none of us rock the boat. And like if you look at history, people were constantly rocking the boat. And I'm not saying like violence is the answer and like how Capitol riots happened, but it was just like in 2020 when no one else had anything else to do, like they could march in the streets and really like make a scene and host these protests. But it's like you don't really see that. Like you look back at the civil rights movement, you look at Stonewall, like there has to be like a power to the people. Or you look at other countries and how like, oh, gun violence, and they shut that shit down. Like the people spoke up, like people that wanted to have daycare paid for by the state and free health care. Like the people fought until the handful of leaders had to answer, like there's so many more people that have to follow the law than people that make the laws. But like, none of us do anything about it.
Yeah, I think that it's unfair to say that we don't do anything about it, but I think that what you're saying that's really on the nose is that we don't keep at it. Like
it's not consistent.
Yeah, like
it's flavor of the week.
I would say that like, the young people in Tennessee, like that was doing something about it. Like that is outrage. That is in the streets, But
is it going until you're arrested and then getting out and doing it again?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's different than what it was. And I think that we're all distracted by so many things. And I also think it's hard because it's like, 2020, like we rioted in the streets and we protested for months and a really long time. And what changed?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And so if we're just like watching that happen and we're seeing no change, I think it's really hard to find the motivation to keep at something. Like if you feel like trapped by a system and you don't feel like there's a way out.
Yeah. And,
and that's not an excuse. That's just, I feel like that may be where some of it is coming from,
Yeah. And it's just like, I don't like y'all listening. Like I am 36 years old. I my whole life, like, can say, like, the way I grew up was very liberal and, like, democratics, and, like, growing up and learning more about, like, socialism and things like that. And I did see other ways, and I've never been, like, hard one way. Like, I've seen things in the Republican that I'm like, okay, I could also agree with that, because I don't think anyone should just be a two-party. Like,
I think the two-party system is bullshit.
It is bullshit. You can't be like, you're all one in this. And
like,
none
there's
of that.
no way you agree with everything that
Exactly.
the Republicans say or everything that the Democrats say. Like, there's just no way.
Yeah, but with that being said, when I think of what Republicans were growing up, I remember thinking like, oh no, that's a little too much. But it was nowhere like this whole like extreme, right? Like
extremists.
I
not.
don't understand like the era of Trump and post Trump, and like when I see like DeSantis, and like if that's like the if Trump getting arrested and like let's say finally goes to prison, yay, finally. But then the Republicans do back DeSantis, like that is terrifying. Just because like I was one of those people that's like, there's no way Trump will win. And then if we have someone that's actually worse because they're an actual politician and know how to work the law, and look what the fuck they've been doing to Florida, like the don't say gay, and then like imagine that's our president.
Yeah,
it's terrifying. And Biden's just like doing what the fuck, like
fucking know
who like you know what I mean?
Around, and
like that they're saying like, oh, we're just gonna Biden's our choice again. Like
no, like Biden should not be our choice again.
He was just supposed to be a placeholder. So I'm just like, it's terrifying because nothing is finite. Like I can be like really excited right now, but then sometimes it does cross my mind like, oh yeah, we're supposed to get married in 2024, but like what if some fucking off the wall like this is now illegal, you can't get married type thing happens.
Yeah,
like there's so many like you don't know. And like how many QAnon people are literally in public office,
wild,
and like holding power and making laws, and they like believe the most outlandish shit. And like I don't know, it's just like there's too many things that are scary happening, and you're just like, what the hell? It's 2023. We thought like everything was supposed to be more advanced, not just in technology but socially, and
I just feel like we're slipping backwards.
What's next? I'll say something that people might get mad at.
Okay.
When it comes to wokeness, I can agree that sometimes, like, when people want to say wokeness has gone too far, I do agree that it has gone too far in some aspects.
What do you mean by that?
Like, when I think about, like, comedy, like, being afraid to make just a joke in the way it's said, like, I think, like, that some things have to be made light of without harming people, just to have a conversation or have people think deeper. And like there is value in like laughing to keep from crying, as long as there's a story told. I think like sometimes like, yeah, M&Ms are M&Ms, who cares? But it's like weird when you can tell someone's doing something just because it's like, oh, it's hyper feminine, so let's like change it. Like it's like,
yeah,
it's like I can see it, and then sometimes I see like, oh, we want to be more inclusive, and I'm like all for that, but I feel like make new inclusive things. Like I want to see new characters.
Why do we need to
new
change
role models,
the characters that exist?
New shows, but then everyone's like, I know how we can be inclusive. Let's just like take a marker and make everyone darker, or like switch this. And it's like, wait, why don't we like hire more people of color to in these rooms? And like, why don't we hire like screenwriters and hire actors and like make new shows and movies instead of like just making remakes and then like putting it with an all-female cast or making it gayer or making it more of POC. Like, no, I want to see Black stories told. I want to see like immigrant stories told, queer stories. I don't want to see like, oh, we just like took this old idea and then like made it marginalized. Like we took like, you know what I mean?
I wonder if the difference is, and like, correct me if I'm wrong, because I might be wrong about this, but I wonder if the difference is being woke is like generally a term applied to people who are already privileged. And so instead of focusing on becoming woke, it should be focusing on increasing diversity, increasing, you know, like, so instead of just making the white people that are in places of power more aware, it's like switch the people.
Yeah, like sometimes
add different people in.
As a Black person, sometimes I see these things and I feel like it's more for white people's comfort of feeling, yay, we did it, than for actual marginalized people.
That makes sense.
Like, I feel like it makes me feel weird. Like, I know, like, some people will be like, yeah, they finally put, like, they remade it. Like, Scooby-Doo, like, they remade it and blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, but it just feels weird. Like, it feels like they did it, but did they do it for the right reasons? Like, okay, I get it. That's what it is. And I know some people, like, I know that can be a big debate, but, like, this is just me being honest. Like, when I see some of these things, it just makes me feel weird because I'm like, I question, like, what their intentions were. Because I do want to see new stories and I want it to be original. I don't want people to try to like take something that exists and twist it into like inclusivity. Like, I want things to be inclusive for when they start.
Yeah.
Like, I want something new and fresh and like more believable than, I don't know, than a character.
Then taking a white story and then just like replacing it with a black person instead of telling a black person's story.
Yeah.
Like, I totally agree with you. Yeah. I think that's weird.
And I think it's good to remember that, like, these things were, like, and question it. Like, oh, yeah, why is there no person of color in that cartoon? Mm-hmm. Or, like, show that was so famous? And, like,
or when they are there, why are they only, like... Yeah. And like stereotype.
Yeah, that like didn't age well. So let's remake it, but then now we'll make it more things like, yeah, you know what? But that needs to be there and people need to remember that so that they don't repeat that history.
Yeah, we could just learn from it and then make something new that's better.
Yeah, you know, like when some people will say like, we're going to rewrite history, and it's like, no, we're going to make new history. We're going to do better because you need to remember what history was. I don't want to rewrite it into a picture perfect story. I want to look back and read how hurtful it was and how uninclusive it was, and then write something new and like come up with something new. I don't know, like there's just certain things and I'm just like, so I can get when like I have certain people in my life that like I do censor myself because like I feel like they overthink every little thing. Like, well, I saw on TikTok that you shouldn't use the word crazy, or I saw that you shouldn't do this. And it's just like, okay, but there's like, sometimes it goes too far. I feel like, and I'm just like, okay, but like also I like, let's have a conversation. Like, oh, like, why not? It's just like, oh no, that word's taboo because of this. But then they'll use a word that literally equals crazy, but it's not the word crazy. So it's okay. And I'm like, no, can we talk about context rather than words? Because you're still saying something hurtful. You're just like afraid they say that one word because someone on social media was like, this is bad.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I had a thought. And I totally don't remember it because you went to a different spot. I don't remember. It's totally fine.
But I don't know, like it's the word like woke and like how it is now is seen as like this horrible bad thing. It's just like so weird. It's like a buzzword that they love to use now. It's just like constantly. I hear it almost every day.
It's like the whole thing about critical race theory. And I know that was a while ago, but it's just like still freaking kills me. Like, I learned critical race theory in college, in my graduate program. And, like, let me tell you how much of just blatant, they do not understand what critical race theory is. Don't. Just, like, fully doesn't. Like, literally, our conversation right now can be defined as critical race theory.
Yeah.
Like, that's what critical race theory is. Critical race theory is taking a microscope to, like, the world, essentially, but it could be through literature or through media or through whatever, and saying, okay, how does race play a role in this? Like, that is critical race theory. Like, that is it. Like, just, like, kills me. Like, I just I don't understand.
Yeah.
Drives me nutso.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, even just having this conversation, part of me is like, oh, well, I'm gonna get shit for it because like blah blah, but at the same time I'm just like, okay, I said what I said, it's what I believe, and like I'm open for discussion always, no matter what. But I'm glad that
I just think
we're having this conversation.
I just think that like you have to have the conversations, right? Like I think that what's happening is creating this culture of fear to have discussions, and that's what they want. Media. Well, that's what they want, right? They want us not to talk about these things. They want us to be scared to have conversations between white and black people. They want people to be scared to say anything or to question things or to be wrong or to still be learning. Like, they want that because then we don't question it. We don't talk. and
Yeah,
we just follow the
I
rules.
have a very close white friend that we have an open door policy, and so she'll ask me as something like, hey, like, I felt weird about this, like, is this is this something bad? Like, this is what I said, and like, I'm wondering if I crossed that line, and I'll be real with her. I'm like, no, like, that's just a joke, or like, that's like not a big deal, or like, oh yeah, that's problematic because of this, and it's like educating. But I might have another friend that's white but big on social media that they would never ask that question because they're afraid that even if they ask the question, then it's going to be like, oh my God, this person just asked me this. They're so racist. And then it's like, they're afraid of cancel culture. Yeah. So like, it'll be like almost, and then they back out. And then it's like, you can't have that conversation when there's that much fear, like you said.
Yeah. And how are we going to grow if we can't have the conversations, if we can't open ourselves up to discussion? Then we're just going to exist and plateau. We're never going to become better people in that aspect or be able to treat other people better because we just cone ourselves in. Or like white people out there, like white people just talk to other white people because they're scared of talking to people color about it because they're scared they're going to be wrong. It's like you have to go outside.
Ask for permission if they have that space.
Yeah, like obviously don't like expect them to answer, but like if your only metric for like what is okay or what's not okay is just the other white people in your life and you're not reading literature, you're not watching videos that already exist, not like bothering your friends of color and like asking them all the questions all the time, but like you're not educating yourselves. Like
another important one I would say is like I've seen like maybe something go viral on the internet, like it goes viral, right? And it's like a queer person saying how problematic something is, but then I am queer and I know so many queer people that do not see it problematic. Oh, yeah. But all these straight people are like, oh my God, that's so problematic. Annoying. And like a handful of other queer people, or like, and this could happen with like race or like ableism or like mental health or anything, and then all of a sudden everyone just keeps resharing it because they're like, well, this one person of this minority said it, which means it must be true for all of them. And these are not blanket statements. These are people that have an opinion about it. But since it went viral, now everyone's like, oh yeah, we
can't say that.
Well, they know because they're part of that group. And
we can say that because they're cool with it.
Exactly. And it's like, just think for yourself. Like, it's so weird being like an older millennial and
use logic
and seeing like social media and how it's gone and like the over information and like the way we let like what we see like form our opinion. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it does suck. And I know that's part of the problem, like why it's like so hard for us to make changes because we are like so distracted. And it's like a whole thing, which is funny that it's like the right trying to get rid of TikTok. And like, that's the whole thing. Is like, you don't want to take away social media because then people really are going to pay attention to what's going on.
People are going to be not going
to have anything to associate with. And then maybe they will fuck shit up. So who knows?
Who knows? I don't know.
But we've been here a lot for a while.
Yeah.
Talking about Wokism.
Anyways, so I don't know if we came to any conclusions in that whole conversation, but it's a conversation and it needs to be happening. So if you have thoughts, go ahead and throw them down below. We'll talk with you.
Let's end it on fuck you, Tucker.
Fuck you, Tucker.
Welcome to the Will World where we talk about skate stuff, and I just want to say that I am fucking stressed, y'all.
Yeah, dude. This person right next to me is a little stress ball. Why are you so stressed, babe?
Because I am, well, it says camp counselor like on everything I sign off, but it feels like I'm camp director. Let's just say I'm camp director.
You are camp director.
And it was a job placed upon me within the month of camp.
Very recently.
And I did not have any experience in this. I have experience in like event planning, so
and like organizing
and like, you know, things like that. Just not like this specifically. I've gone to one camp and I've coached at one camp. It was the same thing.
Crazy.
So it was kind of terrifying, but when you work for a small business, like sometimes it just happens. And the person before me, it was their first time. So, you know, I think it's just the lay of the land, but someone that does suffer with like anxiety and other things. Like, I think like one of the mental breakdowns, like the mental breakdown I had like a couple weeks ago was because of this. Like, I was like freaking out on Sunday night, afraid to go to work because I was just thinking about like camp and everything. And it's getting better now, but camp is like a week and a couple days away. And I think it was just like, I like to have control of things, especially with work. And it was like a job of like counting on other people to respond to me to be able to move forth. And like that was really hard. So it made me feel like as a Capricorn that I'm doing a horrible job. But like
As a Capricorn,
it's like that hurts so bad to be like, no, I can do my job.
Yeah.
But then I had to like really be like, okay, it's out of your control. It's out of your control. Like you're doing all you can with the tools you have. And like like after the breakdown, like people did at work were like, you're good. Like this looks great. Like it's okay. And then like, I'm just like, okay, I think I have it, but it's a big bite to chew because like camp is such a huge thing and it's so important to so many skaters. Like it's like 240 people that go, and if it sucks, if it ends up like on Reddit or in any skate group chat that like, oh, camp sucked, like I already know, like I'll feel personally attacked like that. I'll be like, it's my fault that camp wasn't good. Like I'm the reason this was not a success.
Which is wild because there's no way that could possibly be your fault.
I know, but like I put that pressure on myself and I just have like this fear of not doing a good job. So I'm like, it is slowly coming together. And plus like we're doing a lot of things that are different. So like that's another like layer of like, what if people aren't happy with that like things have changed. But
I feel like people don't even know. Like people don't even know.
Yeah, but like I get to see everything. So like I see like who purchased tickets that came last year, and like and it's a lot of repeat people. But I think like normally like if I was just like a coach and like worker going, I would be like super excited right now and like planning my classes. Like I haven't planned my classes at all.
I'm like shocked that you are camp director and also coaching.
Yeah, and also
because remember that the last person was running around like a crazy person.
Yeah, and that'll be me.
So you're going to run around like a crazy person and still teach all those classes?
That's what they did. So, yeah, Camp West, Cap East, and Quad Cup is right in the middle of it. Again, the triple threat. And my mental health did deteriorate by the time I got to East Coast. And I'm hoping
it was really bad.
It doesn't happen again. So
I don't know how you're going to prevent that.
The goal is not
What's your plan?
Is not to cry in a dark hallway in a hangar at Woodward East. And remember Evelyn ended up breaking down too.
Yeah.
She ended up on her period.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we were talking today and she's like, oh no, I'm gonna have my period at East because I have it right now. Aww. And then 2 other people started their period at work today. And I was like, oh no, I have pimples on my cheeks. I am tired. Oh no.
Like, oh no.
Because she was like, you don't want to have your period right now because then it's gonna you're having it again for East. And I was just like, no. But I don't know. Like, I know it's going to be fine once we're there. Like, once it's happening, it'll be fine. But, like, the planning of it has definitely been, like, really hard on me. Though what's cool is Rebel went to camp last time, but this time she's coaching.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Last time I was just kind of, like, I was doing social media, and so I was just, like, recording a bunch of stuff. But this time I am actually teaching a bunch of classes. And what I know about myself is that I am better on the teaching end than on the taking classes end at a roller skating activity. I do much better learning like one-on-one. And so for me, it is more beneficial to me to be teaching and like helping other people and then just hanging out in my spare time. So I'm really excited. I'm teaching a bunch of beginner classes. I really heard a lot from a lot of people who wanted beginner stuff. And your classes last year were the only beginner classes, and they were overloaded.
Yeah.
So I'm taking some of that this year, and hopefully that'll like release the stress of that too.
Yeah, we have like 3 beginner level coaches. I'm calling my classes I'm actually labeling like mine and yours, like instead of putting like blah blah beginner, I'm putting like basics and then like what it is, the skill
I love
is.
that.
Because there were people that like could drop in, but were like in my how to transition turn class. Like things that like I feel like, because since it was a lot of like pandemic rollers, there were people that like learned by themselves or like on the internet. So like they didn't really.
They like learn the cool stuff.
They were just like everyone's goal. It's so funny like how excited at camp people are like, I want to drop in. Like so many people will show up to the drop in class, but they don't even know how to pump or skate backwards. So yeah. Or they're like in the stall class, but they don't know how to drop in. So a big change this time that I implemented was having prerequisites on the schedule. So that way when people
think that's
plan,
gonna be so helpful.
First of all, everything's divided by like skill and level. So you read that first and you're like, okay, that's where I'm at, or like what I want to learn, like ramps, beginner, or rails, intermediate, or beginner, like, and then you can look to see what that skill is. And then it might say like stall class. And then the prerequisite would be
pumping.
Drop in.
Oh, okay. That makes
because
sense.
Otherwise you show up to this class on how to stall and then the teacher gets stuck wasting 30 minutes teaching people how to drop in that are afraid to drop in, when that should be the drop-in class because that's what we're focusing on. So then a bunch of people don't get to learn how to stall that know how to drop in because they're waiting on these other people.
Yeah.
And like, so I made sure there was a good variety of like different levels and repeating classes. Kind of like when you go to a music festival and you're like, oh, fuck, I'm going to miss one of my favorite artists because they're playing at the same time. So like I wanted it to have like a lot of repeating classes so that you could like have other chances. And then on Sunday, it's like open instruction. So it's just like a giant skate sesh and you can ask the coaches whatever you want and just skate with them. And
which I love. I think that's such a good idea.
Yeah, because camp can feel like boot camp. It can be a little too much. It's like class, another class, another class, another class. And then on Sunday, everyone's a zombie and they're like struggling. So like, it's my last day of class, has got to do it. But you're like going hard, especially after Saturday.
Dude, that's when I got hurt on Sunday. Both
camps you wilded
last year.
Out.
I wilded out
the
on Sunday
hour.
And I got so hurt. Oh
You
my God, I
ripped your
never
shirt.
posted that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to post that.
You should post that as a...
Are you excited for camp? I did the snake run by myself alone and I face planted at the middle part.
You had grass stains on your nice shirt.
Over
a whole, like a bloody arm or knee.
It was so bad. Was that before or after I like rolled in on that mega thing?
It was after, I think.
So stupid.
You like jumped in a bunch of classes.
What's wrong with me? I randomly ran to like a hill bombing class. It was crazy. It was wild. It was so fun.
You were cooped up because of the rain.
Because it was raining. So I was like, I'm just going to try and experience as many things as I can.
I'm like doing the anti-rain dance right now. Just like, I think it would be so great if it doesn't rain. Because I didn't get to really see any of Woodward, Pennsylvania. And it's so huge because it was so rainy. So hopefully we'll see. But skate camp really is like a magical thing. And like, I'm excited because my best friend Healy's going this year. She's nervous because she's going to be like in a cabin and not really know anyone. But I don't know. I feel like she's nice enough to like, she'll make friends.
That's literally what I told her today. She called me and I was like, dude, like at skate camp, there's this weird thing. Like everyone just wants to be fucking friends, dude. Yeah. Like everyone wants to be friends. Everyone wants new skate friends.
And you literally might never talk to that person after camp
ever again.
But at camp, you're like,
you're like,
my best
we're
friend.
besties. Hell yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I think camp, that's what it made me think of. Like, I used to, like, after watching like The Parent Trap growing up, I was like, oh man, I wish I could have been one of those kids that had summer camps. Like, I always thought like that looks so fun and everyone has their little summer camp friends and all these experiences. Real. And like, I didn't get to experience that until I was 35 at skate camp last year.
I used to have little like not skate camp, little like summer camp crushes, like people I was like obsessed with at the camp. Like I used to have my BFFs and we'd stay up all night. We'd sneak around. Like summer camp is the shit, y'all. Oh, guess who's here?
Yeah, and it's, hey, Bowie.
It's the Boaster.
But yeah, we're definitely going to remember to bring some food this time. Oh, Bowie. Bowie can't go. No dogs allowed. Yeah, you got a lot to say about that? He's like, yeah, food. I like food. But,
yeah, we did not have enough food last
We were
time.
like, oh yeah, we don't get fed Thursday night or Friday morning, so this time we're going to be smart.
We're going to be smart.
But yeah, it should be a good time. For those of you that are like, oh, camp, or like, oh my God, I would love to take my kids to camp. It's 18 and up, but this summer there is going to be, Woodward is doing like kids roller skate camp, which is really cool. There's going to be some hosted by Chuff Skates, and then 2 weeks hosted by Moxi Skates. So that's pretty cool. They have a lot of cool coaches going to that one too.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think like the skate cadets are going.
That's cute. I love the skate cadets. They're
I know.
So cute.
They were like, do you want to work there? And I was just like, no, I'll make more money just working my regular job. Because at first I was like, hell yeah. Like I was like going to tell you like we should go because then we could just work.
Fun.
Like be at Woodward for a week and like work from the lodge or whatever.
Yeah,
and like you're
great.
just teaching a bunch of little kids.
Yeah, that sounds.
Because at first I thought it was like skate training for like insane like hardcore skaters, like, you know, like those kids that are like way super advanced, like mini Michelle Silence running around, and
like the skate cadets.
But it's like literal like I'm learning how to skate. So
oh my
it's just like Moxi Skate Camp, but they're kids, and I was like, that
sounds so
be
fun and cute.
Because it's summertime, so you could go in the pool and do all the things like. But I was just like, oh no, like
the pay is
not good for adults.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. Maybe if you're a person who's like doesn't have bills.
Yeah, exactly.
Or isn't planning a wedding.
Yeah. But I don't know. But we have camp coming up and I'm stressed out, but it's going to be a time. It's going to be good. We've got Quad Cup.
I need to know if people are going to Quad Cup because I need to know if I should vend at Quad Cup. Are people going to Quad Cup? Are you planning on going?
It's just scary because that's a lot of money to have to put down.
It is.
To vend.
It was scary last year when I knew a bunch of roller skaters were going.
I mean, people are still going to be in town for it. Like some people are coming in town for Moxi Camp and they are staying for the whole, to the next weekend for it. But it's because they're not doing like the whole competition. Like there's no ramp. It's just
street.
And even then it's not like a whole course. It's like obstacle 1, obstacle 2. It's tips for tricks.
Yeah. Are they going to have like any sort of place where you can like roller skate, like a little like open patch or anything?
No, you can like, I think it's like you pay and get a wristband if you want to be able to skate the obstacle or something like that.
Oh.
But it's not like open to the public. Like it's just like, okay, we're doing this obstacle and then you do as many tricks as you can and whoever does it the best, like will get the cash prize.
That's very different than what it was last time.
I'm honestly confused about it. I don't really understand it. I just know I'll be the hot red girl at registration.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Oh, and also the after party Moxi is hosting again. And I haven't talked about this yet, babe. Oh my God. I am also terrified about this because the whole thing is like everyone keeps saying, come compete against Courtney Shove, winner
I didn't know that.
of 2022.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
And it's like on everything. And like my photo is going to be on the new belt. I can't remember if they went with a belt or a medal, but it's going to be a picture of me. And the picture I submitted is the one I'm wearing a bikini top. And then my stomach says fat. And then like my chest says survivor. And I'm like giving like a wild face. And I'm like have my muscles up. It's ridiculous. It's from like the Dog Days shoot.
Oh my God.
And so that's going to be on it. But like the whole thing is like take down the champion.
Take down Courtney Shove.
And Michelle Stylin over here told me straight up, has mentioned it multiple times that the reason they're going to the gym is so that they can beat me this time.
Well, tell him, get this. Last time, I didn't do any training at all, and now I'm a fucking heavyweight lifter.
Wasn't doing any working out.
Zero working out.
So,
and
like...
they have been, like, still, working out, whatever.
They can be strong, but I am even stronger.
Also, you go to the gym more than they do.
No, they're starting to go pretty
starting
hard.
To go pretty hard,
like,
but you've been going pretty hard.
Like, they go for hours.
Oh, just kidding. Never mind.
But you know
I don't go, so I don't know any about this.
The only reason I won last time with each person I wrestled, and like one of them was harder than I think even Michelle. Like there was a guy that like I feel like was harder to beat than Michelle. But
you like dug into the depths of your soul.
Yes. If he wasn't a man, I probably would have went down. But there's something about a man that like it just triggers me.
Yeah.
And like, so to be able to like go to that dark space and be like, no, like it was literally like I had to go to somewhere dark and fight for my life. So all I can think is like, oh man, how many times am I gonna have to do that throughout the night? And also my arm fucking hurt for like a week after that.
That's I
was just like, dang. So, I got more muscles now, but they do say like it's a big thing about like not necessarily like the working out at certain muscles, but it is technique too. So we'll see. There was one guy I was so glad I didn't arm wrestle last year because he won everyone he arm wrestled, and someone I think wrote down his name next to mine and the book, like just wrote our names.
And he
in.
like disappeared, right?
No, it was like already over, so it didn't happen. And I was like, thank God. But remember when we were walking out and he was all like,
I'm coming for you.
Coming for you next year.
Yeah, well, it's okay. You don't have to be a champion all the time.
I still remember what he looks like. That's how terrified.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Because I remember thinking, oh, he's fat. The two fattest people here are dominating this.
I love that.
I always recognize a fellow fatty, especially when there's like you're the fattest people around. I'm like, we got a lot of muscle under this fat.
Yeah. Should we do our obsessions?
Yeah, real quick.
These are my obsessions.
I'm obsessed with doing nails currently. Gel X nails, that is.
Yeah, she does such a good job. I'm so proud of her. So excited.
It feels cute having nails. I love it. I love the clackety clack clack of the keyboard. I am trying to get good at doing it on myself. The first set I did on Rebel, but the second one, yay!
Yay! Yeah, the second one definitely looks and feels more sturdy than the last one.
Yeah, so she's a nail tech now. But also I didn't have the supplies I needed. Like we have better supplies now.
Yeah, we upgraded our supplies.
Yeah, Rebel was like, you're going to save me so much money. So she invested.
Yep.
And I actually enjoy it. So, because it's like an art form. So I think that's why I like it. I feel like I just kind of like space out and get in the zone like the same way when I do hair. So I do enjoy it. Ironically, in school, I fucking hated the nail chapters, but they had us do like acrylic, and I was like, ugh. And now I'm trying to dabble in like nail art, but I think like next time I just want to do like a really cute, pretty, just like plain one. But we'll see. It's fun. It's like I said, it's just like a new art form, and I think it makes me feel cute, and I like making Rebel feel cute.
Yeah, and I feel really cute when my nails are done. So nice.
Yeah, so that's my obsession. I even like have a saved folder on Instagram now, and whenever I see like cute nail things, I like save it.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that way I have like inspiration for the future.
My obsession is stoning things.
Discoing things, stoning things.
Okay, this time, is it too similar to discoing things?
Yes, you're sticking pieces of metal to something.
Okay. So my other obsession...
Wait, you should say you're blinging things.
I'm blinging
You're a
things.
bling queen.
I'm a bling queen.
She's bringing back
definitely
2006.
blinging. There are many blinged out things now in our household. What?
Why haven't you blinged sunglasses yet?
Oh,
well, my God! With the
did,
small,
with
the small ones.
Blinged them.
Oh my God!
Small ones,
like
smaller
those?
than those.
Like, look how blinky those are.
Yeah,
you haven't done that. You've done like
done
big,
that.
chunky. Like, I don't really like the chunky guys.
I feel like I would need to put even smaller ones than those on.
I don't know, but like, I want to walk out into the sunlight and I want to blind motherfuckers with my like Swarovski crystals.
I will do that.
Sorry, I distracted you. I got excited.
So that was one of my obsessions, but that's not legit because it matches what I did last week. Okay, so my obsession right now is the sound that stripper heels make when they clap against each other. Oh, I love that sound.
Wait,
it's such a good sound.
You're gonna have to make the sound.
It's such a good sound. Like, and being able to make it with your feet is like it's like mind blowing. It's like it gives me like
less
tingles.
words, more clacking.
Brain tingles. Brain tingles. Hello, and meet my shoes. If you're watching the YouTube channel, you can see them. They are red. They are sparkly. They are 7 inches, I think.
Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz was a sex worker.
Yes. So anyways, these are my shoes. I love them. So let's pretend like my hands are feet.
Oh my God, this is a Queer Girl Straight Skates YouTube video.
Is this early Queer Girl Straight Skates?
Are you the aggressive skater?
So,
the aggressive stripper?
One, I was learning how to prance like this. Anyway, so you do all sorts of things, but the best thing that you can do...
There you go. I like that one.
This sound is so nice. Especially when it's like... I don't know. It's
Not
just
the stripper ASMR.
I don't know. It's just so nice. Like, I love it. I love that
It's
sound.
giving shoe fetish.
And when I make the sound, I'm like really excited about it.
Nice.
Especially when you do it like on the beat. Like, it's like dun 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 dun. It's just so good. It's so good. Anyways, that's what I'm obsessed with recently. Yeah, I'm really getting back into heels because it's like getting into heels, but in a different way. Like, it's exploring my femininity, but like femininity in collaboration with my sexuality, which is going to sound kind of wild that has not been my experience in the past. But I don't feel as though my sexuality or my sensuality has ever been very feminine. I feel like I've always had kind of an aggressive, like more raunchy kind of sexuality or sensuality. And so this is like an interesting adventure journey that I'm on right now, because a lot of the stuff that I'm doing and the classes I'm taking are very like, okay, now do it slow. And like, even like the prancing thing with your feet, they're like, why are you running a marathon? Like, slow, like take the full 8 counts. And like, it's just like so different.
I remember literally like a week before the pandemic, Kiana was saying that that's why they enjoyed the thick strip, that it was like a way to take ownership of their sexuality and like take that power back and really like own it and re-identify it. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like, that's a really cool concept. I really like that.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. And I feel like, I don't know, like I just feel like it's especially challenging for me to like create positions and go slow. And what I think I realized today in class was I think I hide behind like big aggressive moves. Mm-hmm. And I think I hide behind my charisma. And I actually think it's like more difficult and more vulnerable for me to like move slow. Because even today I posted like a death drop. Mm-hmm. And I didn't stay in the death drop. Like, I didn't take that second at the end.
Yeah, I was like, why is it so fast?
Why did I get up so fast?
You just, like, slammed down and you were like, up.
And yeah, and I do that a lot. Like, if you see through, like, dancing, performance, anything that I do on skates, I don't let things settle.
No.
I don't take that pause. I don't give that pause. It's
almost like you could say that happens in all aspects of your life.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Let that sink in later. Okay. I'm just having an Oprah moment.
Okay.
That's why you're twerking so much better now, because I would be like, you slow down. You had that problem where it was just like, shake, 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 shake. Like, are you having a seizure or are you trying to twerk? And then I felt like you started taking classes and now you can twerk because you learned how to like, oh, it's not about how fast I can go. It's about the movement and taking that time, that moment. And now you know how to do it.
It's about the motion of the ocean, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's why, like, right now in my life is so pivotal, but also so difficult for me, because I quit a bunch of things and now I have so much fewer things to do in my day-to-day. And, like, it's so challenging for me because I'm, like, not used to, like, the slow life.
The slow life.
Despite Shove probably arguing that I'm not being a slow.
I fucking love the slow life. I was a sloth in a former life.
We should talk about that in a future podcast.
We have.
No, we've talked about being busy. We haven't talked about, like, slowing down. You know, like, pausing. Like, I don't pause.
Maybe it's depression. Maybe she's a lazy queen. Who knows? Maybe it's both.
Maybe it's both. And maybe she's born with it, or maybe the world made her this way.
Yeah. Maybe she just, girl, you tired. Girl, you do a lot.
Maybe she just exists in a marginalized body.
I would like to take a moment before we wrap this up just to remind people that this is a podcast that we do not make money off. We actually pay monthly to give to you, so we appreciate when you listen. Our views on YouTube are not high enough, subscribers to be able to get even 50 cents or 5 cents or a penny off of that. So if
We're
you do,
so close.
if you do enjoy the podcast, I would like to say that we both have wish lists now, whether it's a wedding wish list or my wish list or a Rebel's wish list. It's in our bios on Instagram. Maybe it's in the links. I don't on YouTube. I don't know what Rebel does.
Yeah, I put all the
Do
links.
we have a Venmo?
All of the links.
Venmo links?
Yeah, we have a Venmo link, Queer Girl Skates.
I just realized I've been on my NPR kick again, and I'm like, if they can ask for money and things, maybe we can, because this is time and dedication, and I am so lucky now that Rebel takes the time to edit it. But honestly, it's an uphill battle for her to get me to do this every time. And yeah, once I'm doing it, it's like, okay, like I'm doing it, it's good. But I hate the feeling I have before, almost like 90% of the time we do it. It's just because it's like doing a job for free after you've already worked your job. And then like, so she constantly reminds me like, oh, it's just like us spending time and talking. And it's like, yeah, but sometimes it's just like, it's hard because it's not like I can't read comments from y'all unless like on the YouTube here and there. Like I don't see what happens after this. Like I don't have a connection with you all like I do on like social media platforms.
It's weird because it is like kind of talking into the void.
Yeah, we're just talking in a void, but then also I'm like, like I just said, I love to do nothing. Like I could just be like laying somewhere, or like I finally was going to tackle the pile of clothes I have, but now I don't want to do that. I definitely am still going to take a shower because I definitely still stink. So at least I'll have that, but I'm definitely like, what time is it right now?
10:18.
Yeah, it's 10:18 at night. So it's like, this is something we do. Like Rebel worked today and took a class today, and now we're doing the podcast. So if you have it, like we do appreciate little things like that, even if it's just a comment on the YouTube, just so like we can see, because it can be hard to do something and put money into something that's a job that you're paying to do, and then not knowing like.
I do wish it was free. I feel like if it was free, it would make it a lot easier.
If it was free, it would. But every time I get my notification that they took money out of my bank account just so we could use the music we use.
I was wondering about that. Like, I think we should. Okay, here's a thought. This is a crazy thought to end the podcast with, but also something I haven't even brought up to Shove. What if we moved Skate Date Podcast onto Queer Girl Straight Skates?
Well, we would still have.
No. Because I already pay for Epidemic Sound. So it would cut $15 a month off.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know if that's like something we're interested in or not.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Something to think about.
Something to think about.
Should we move it on to Queer Girl Straight Skate? Should we leave it on its own thing? I don't know.
I don't know. Let us know.
Let us know.
Also, Bowie's really sad right now. He was thinking about back in the early days of the podcast, season 1, when there was 2 girls, 1 pup. And we talked about Bowie. And I just want to give you a 2 girls, 1 pup update that I think Bowie's starting to go blind.
That's really sad. Yeah.
It is sad.
I feel like he's been going blind.
No, but like you can visually see it.
But
now.
you could for a while. Like his eye would like be kind of light in that eye.
Yeah, but deaf, blind.
I know.
Dumb. We love him. He's cute.
I know.
He's a member of this family to the very end. But we just want you to know he's doing great. He's doing fine. He's spoiled.
He is spoiled as hell.
He still loves watching people skate and being held while people are skating.
He also loves standing creepily around the corner and just half of his face staring at you.
Yeah, and he's a snuggle bug.
And now every night when I feed him,
oh yeah,
I go, okay, the people want to know, are you hungry? And then he barks.
Yeah,
it's so cute. He's
like he knows how to speak
and
now.
he like jumps to bark.
Yeah, it's really cute.
It's really cute.
And now he does push-ups for his trick.
Before food. He used to just sit, but he doesn't work out enough. So now we have him sit, lay down.
Yes, he does push-ups. So Bowie's living a really good life as an old man.
Yeah.
And that's your
2 girls, 1 pup.
2 girls, 1 pup.
Pup date.
That's
your pup date. That's cute. Your pup date. All right.
Bye, everyone.
Well, bye, everybody. See you